Hey, hi here at Muumba Web Digital, the FIFA World Cup 2026 series, Football Strategy Leadership Lessons Learned. Today's a big day. We are in the knockout stage, round of 32. And today's a big game, Japan versus Brazil. Talent meets system. It's the biggest test of Brazil's World Cup yet. And can Carlo Ancelotti's new Selecao pass its first knockout examination? This is pressure on Brazil. More specifically, there is pressure on Neymar. How is his comeback going to end, or is it going to continue? Carlo Ancelotti's reinvention of Brazil today, even though it is still under construction, but today is a big test for him. And this generation of Japan has had high expectations. Unfortunately, injuries to key players have sidelined some of their biggest players, but they have a system. And when you have a system, an organization, a structure, at some point, it's not about key players. It's about the ability to plug in new players into the holes left by those key players and produce results. But in big games, quite often, we've seen it throughout this tournament and previous tournaments, the key players make a difference, like Messi, Neymar, obviously. We saw it with Ronaldo. We saw it with R9, Brazilian Ronaldo. We see it with Mbappe in France, Lamine Yamal in Spain. So everything that happened before today helped teams arrive here. But it no longer guarantees anything. One mistake, one moment of brilliance, one lapse in concentration, that's often all it takes to end a World Cup dream. For Brazil, today's round of 32 match against Japan is far more than just another football game. For months, the legendary Italian manager Carlo Ancelotti has worked to transform Brazil into a team capable of competing with the world's best, while preserving the joyful identity that has made the Selecao famous for generations. Now comes the first knockout test. This is the moment where we're going to know the difference between talent and system and its impact in a competition at this level. Brazil and Japan have come through very different football philosophies. Brazil possesses extraordinary individual talents. We have Vinicius Jr., we have Rafinha, we have Neymar, we have Endrick, Matheus Cunha, Bruno Guimaraes, Casemiro, Lucas Paqueta. These are players who are capable of changing a match with one single action. But for Japan, they have become one of the world's most tactically disciplined teams. Their strength is not individual talent, it's collective organization. They press aggressively, they recover possession quickly, and they attack at tremendous speed once they win the ball back. They do not rely on one superstar, they rely on the system. So today's match asks one fascinating question: can superior organization neutralize superior individual talent? The world is watching. What's Brazil's biggest danger? Japan's greatest weapon may not be their attack. It is what happens immediately after they recover a ball. Few teams transition from defense to attack as quickly as Japan does. Brazil has occasionally struggled when opponents press aggressively in midfield. Against Morocco, a costly turnover led directly to the sole goal by Morocco, which made the game to end in a 1-1 draw. So Japan can study that moment and draw lessons from it. If Brazil loses possession in dangerous areas, Japan has both the pace and tactical discipline to punish those mistakes instantly. That means Brazil's midfield must play one of its cleanest games of the tournament. Quick passing, smart positioning, minimal turnovers. We all remember the third Japanese goal against Brazil in the friendly game in October or November 2025 was the result of a lost ball again in the midfield. Why an open match could favor Brazil? Interestingly, Japan's attacking ambition could also create opportunities. When Japan commits numbers forward, spaces naturally appear behind the midfield and defensive lines. Those are precisely the areas where Brazil's pace becomes devastating. Those are precisely where Vinicius Jr. will start running into spaces at high speed. Endrick attacking defenders one-on-one in those spaces. Matheus Cunha making intelligent runs between defenders. Those situations will favor Brazil. If Japan chooses to defend in a compact low block instead, Brazil may need patience and creativity to unlock Japan's defense. That is where Neymar's vision and passing abilities could become decisive. Let's talk about the midfield battle. Much attention will focus on Lucas Paqueta. His responsibilities extend far beyond creating chances. He must protect possession, escape Japan's pressing traps, connect midfield with attack, avoid unnecessary risks. We've seen Lucas Paqueta, when under pressure, lose the ball easily. Today, he must play his perfect game. He needs a disciplined performance, not just spectacular, but discipline. Now, what would be Neymar's role in a game like this? If Neymar is featured, his influence may not be measured by goals necessarily. Instead, his ability to receive the ball between Japan's defensive and midfield lines could force defenders out of position and create opportunities for his teammates, such as Matheus Cunha or Ryan or Vinicius Jr. Whether he starts or comes off the bench, his creativity remains one of Brazil's most valuable attacking weapons. That's why Ancelotti called him, because of moments like this, because of games like this one. Japan enters this match despite reportedly losing several important players to injury that might affect the squad's depth, but it doesn't change the team's identity. Expect relentless work rate, expect constant movement, expect collective defending, expect rapid transitions. Brazil cannot afford to underestimate them. Japan has repeatedly demonstrated in recent World Cups that they can compete with and defeat all traditional football giants. What Brazil must do? Victory begins with discipline. Brazil should move the ball quickly under pressure, avoid dangerous turnovers in midfield, match Japan's intensity for the full 90 minutes, use the depth of the squad to maintain energy late in the match. One of Brazil's advantages is the quality available on the bench. One of Brazil's, when Brazil can bring fresh attacking players, that could become decisive if the match remains close, entering into the final 30 minutes of the match. Here's my prediction. This has all the ingredients to become one of the best matches of the round of 32. Japan's organization will test every aspect of Brazil's reconstruction project. Brazil talent will test the limits of Japan's system. If Brazil remains composed under pressure and manages possession intelligently, the Selecao should create enough chances to advance to the next round of the knockout game. Prediction: Brazil 3, Japan 2. Whether that prediction proves correct or not